Mariing binatikos ni Vice President Sara ang isang mangbabatas na kabilang sa mga nag-iimbestiga sa kanyang mga pondo matapos niyang banggitin ang umano'y 8 milyong pisong utang sa kanyang asawa na si Atty. Manasseh Carpio sa isang panayam sa programang Ibalik ang Tapang at Malasakit kasama ang mga host na sina Boss Dada at Banat Bay. Binanggit ni Vice President Sara ang issue habang tinatalakay ang alegasyon ng ilan sa Kongreso na may unexplained wealth umano siya batay sa kanyang Statement of Assets, Liabilities, and Net Worth or SALN. Ayon kay Vice President Sara, wala umanong malinaw na itinuturing na detalye ang kanyang mga kritiko kung alin sa kanyang mga ari-arian ang sinasabing hindi maipaliwanag. Aniya, merong members ng House of Representatives na nagsabi ng unexplained wealth. Tinatanong ko lagi, turo mo sa akin saan dyan ang unexplained? Sa gitna ng diskusyon, ibinunyag ni Vice President Sara na isa umano sa mga miyembro ng House Committee on Justice ang may 8 milyong pisong utang sa kanyang asawa. Aniya, yung ang isang member ng Committee of Justice, may utang niya na 8 milyong piso sa asawa ko. Ipinaliwanag din ni Vice President Sara na hindi maaaring ilagay sa SALN ang naturang halaga dahil ito ay utang lamang at hindi pa kita. Aniya, hindi mo man pwedeng ilagay pa yun kasi hindi pa siya kita kasi utang pa lang siya sa iyo. Umani ng matinding reaksyon ng pahayag ni Vice President Sara matapos niyang banatan ng isang mambabatas na umano'y may 8 milyong pisong utang sa kanyang asawa ni si Atty. Manasseh Carpio. Sa isang panayam, diretsahang ipinahayag ni Vice President Sara ang kanyang saloobin. Aniya, ito ang kapal ng mukha may utang na 8 milyon. May gana pang bumanat. Ayon kay Vice President Sara, ang tinutukoy niyang individual ay isa sa miyembro ng House Committee on Justice na kabilang sa mga kongresistang nag-iimbestiga sa paggamit ng confidential funds ng Office of the Vice President at ng Department of Education noong siya pa ang kalihim ng DepEd. Dagdag pa ni VP, di ba ang kapal ng mukha? Diba? Kaya nga kami mag-asawa ay tinitingnan namin siya sa mga interview niya. Sinasabi ko talaga sa asawa ko, sabi ko, ito ang kapal ng mukha may utang na 8 milyong piso, may gana pang bumanat. Kaya ito sinasabi nilang unexplained wealth ni Vice President Sara. At sa 8 milyong pagkakautang ni Luistro, may sagot dito ang certified DDS na si Crizetu. Sara Duterte was 30 years old in 2008. She's turning 48 this year. TANGA itong silidon na to. As you hit your 30s and 40s, you enter your prime earning years. Even for normal Filipinos, these 2 decades will see you move from rank and file staff to senior management. In your 50s, usually you are already well established. That's for the typical well-to-do person who has had a good heart. 18 million to 88 million, 97 million pesos sana kung nagbayad yung congresswoman ng utang niya sa mga Duterte is not a stretch of an imagination if you've worked hard and invested well. Her net worth grew compounded by only 10% per year. Siya nga, 10% growth every year is very doable, very reasonable. The S&P stock market grows by 10% every year. So if may stocks ka and you invested well, you'll grow by that much just with stocks alone. Real estate plus rental income is 12% on average. Investing in businesses has unlimited potential. Invested in equity funds, in real estate, and businesses, it's more than possible, even expected to have your money grow 10%. Starting ni VP, 18 million, ending 88 million, time 16 years, growth 10.4%. That basically means the money performed roughly like a strong stock market portfolio for 16 years. And take note, 88 million is not just cash. It includes her houses and savings and cars. Ikaw naman, Ridon, magkano ang tinaas ng pera mo? From pang seminar lang sa Harvard to ano na? Makinig ka rin doon. when Sara Duterte took over Davao City in 2016. The city had about 1 billion pesos debt, mainly from infrastructure projects. By the time she left in 2022, she has paid off the debt. How did she do it? During her term, she didn't take out new major loans. She allocated 200 to 300 million pesos a year for debt payments. She budgeted wisely and took the money needed from businesses that opened in Davao City. At this time, thanks also to her father and the good reputation of the city, more investors flocked to Davao City. Makinig ka rin doon ha, syunga ka pa naman. By the time she left, not only did she free up 200 to 300 million pesos of the city's budget because she no longer had to pay for the utang. City had 29 billion pesos in assets. She relied in Davao's local tax revenues, not just national government transfers, as the city grew rapidly. They sometimes interchange, but in one of the latest COA report, Davao City is the ninth richest city, eclipsing even Cebu City, albeit by a small margin in terms of LGU assets. Not bad for a city in Mindanao, which is historically napabayaan, far as it is from the economic core of this country. If she can make Davao debt-free, and then have spare money and then develop and modernize it, you don't think she's capable of raising her own personal net worth 10% year on year? Tsaka ask mo si Congresswoman kung magbabayad siya ng 8 million para pwede natin ma-adjust yung salin. Malaking bagay ang 8 million kay VP. That's 10% of her 88 million assets. Kaya pabayaran mo na. O, di ba? Ang kapal talaga ng muka ni Jinky Luistro kung bumanat kay Vice President Sara, may baho naman pala. Diyos ko po, utang yan. Dapat mong ibalik ang iyong inutang. Sa bagay, ang mga buhayang kongresista kung sanay ng magnakaw ng pera ng kabanang bayan, wala silang pusong magbalik ng kanilang inutang. Kung may utang, may panahon pang maibalik sa taong pinagkakautangan. Pero ang perang ninakaw sa kabanang bayan, hindi na yan may papabalik for sure. Hindi na may babalik kailanman. Baka naman naghihintay pa ng maleta si Congresswoman para makapagbayad-bayad sa utang ni VP. Sa bagay, meron talagang ganyang tao, ganyang klaseng tao. Hastang inosente kuno, pero traidor naman pala. Ano ang inyong opinyon? Abay, share mo na ang video na ito para sa marami pang updates.